Hey there, welcome back guys. In this video, well, in the last video and the video before that, we were unboxing and reboxing the Creality Hi Combo. So this time we got a new one from B&H. Hopefully this one will be just as good as the original one was supposed to be, and we're going to put it together, see how it works. And without any further ado, let's get started. Let's get the Creality Hi up and running so that we could possibly print things with multicolor, or just maybe not even multicolor. Maybe you have the Creality Hi and you just want to print things faster. We did experience printing one little fish and it took less than a minute, which is kind of cool. Anyway, voila. Somewhat wide enough, a little narrow, but it is good enough. Take this part off. Let me fix my mic since it keeps dinging. Cut that open. Of what's here in case we have to return it. All right, so what we get inside: some tubular experience for the tubes, the connectors for the CFS Creality Filament system, and this thing for your filament, which we'll put on. So here's our CFS unit, which we're going to put behind us back there. We'll probably do this part last. Little foam thingies, little instructions on what to do, what not to do. It's okay, we'll leave that down there so that we know this will go on the floor. Okay, see, extruders in the middle. Clip these zip ties. These wonderfully powerful, strong zip ties. Oh, and this one's not as taut as the other one. The original one was really tight in there. This is pretty much a closed system, meaning if it doesn't work and it's broken, there's nothing you can do to troubleshoot it. The system self-corrects and does everything on its own, which is a little bit of a bummer. You know, if you have an Ender 3 Series S1 Pro, Ender whichever, where you need a part, you do it, put it in. Possibly the extruder part is serviceable, but everything here, it's a close. Which was I was disappointed because I was on the phone with support, and the troubleshooting is minimal to none. You can get it out, but you're gonna have to lift it up so that, see, you have that, all right, like that. And then you can hold it with one hand or have someone help you. Let the zip ties drop to the bottom, but the plate actually has supports holding it. So these will come out separately, okay? A little bit harder, a little bit trickier, but totally doable. See, we got one. And save the box. Okay, so the last video, you saw that. Glad I didn't throw it out. Just gonna put this behind me. Remember, keep the box, keep the box, keep the box. Even if you don't have a space for it, find one, because as you saw, or just hold on to it as long as you can until you're ready, to part ways. And then you'll be doing a different kind of return. Gonna sit like that. See that? Oh, they're kind of neat. The little connectors here. You can move the board, leave this until the end. This goes like this. There are little connectors here, so it only goes in one way, and to take it off is a similar way, okay? But you want to make sure that it's straight. There aren't any knots in it before you put it on, so that when it flows, it's like that, okay? Carefully, you don't want to ruin these things, okay? And you don't want to ruin those. Looks like, oh wow, some grease in there, some sticky substance. You could wipe that. I guess that's probably what the grease is for. Interesting. There's actually grease in there. Extra careful, okay, when that goes in, that you don't bend it. And when that goes in, okay? So carefully make sure everything is in its position before you put it on. Front facing, of course. And then you can push it in. And it looks like, you might have to take the tape off. Maybe not, but If you do, great. If not, then don't worry. Or use a tweezer, right? To sort of make sure that it goes in. And once it's in, voila. And don't force it, because if you have to force it, you'll be doing a different kind of return. And as you can see, in case you're wondering, see, now it's in. That's how it has to go in, but they're not easy to put in. Oh, and in case you want a full 360, power switch is right there. There's your serial number, and here is a port for, it has to be an 8 GB drive. If it's bigger, it probably won't read it. The connector for the color filament system. This, your LCD screen, but don't take that off until later, until we know the printer is, I'm not sure what that is. Some goo, but no one's gonna see it. Oh wow, it's like a little, whatever, this is what it is. And in the front, as you saw, that's it. And you have a little Wi-Fi symbol there. A little bit of a bummer, no USB-C. No USB-C. Nope, unfortunately. If you have it on a table with wheels, you are gonna want to have shims underneath. This thing is so powerful and fast that it will move your printer. Make sure you have space in the back so that when the board goes back, see that? You're gonna need that. So that's why I chose here. And then, of course, the connections which go in the back go. But as you can see, we have here, okay, where the connections are. So you want to feed this probably like this way, maybe, or I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Whichever way works best for just feed it in the back and then clip it, and you'll know if it's working or not if it starts going bonkers. Actually, not just that. Feed it according to this thing right here. Undo the power cord. I do have it on a power strip that's controlled wirelessly. In case I'm checking on a print, I can just stop it. I'll show you how that works doing this. And there's a part that tells you how it goes on the top. So, you know, basically this goes like this. If it lets you snap it, sometimes it'll work. Here, that did that. And then it comes with screws, so that will go into here. We're only gonna screw this in, all right? See how it's moving like that? We're gonna screw that, and then once that's screwed in, we will put these caps on last, once we know that we don't have to take it apart again. In the meantime, before we put the screws in, are these connectors. You have to connect them. All right, now those are pretty easy. So once those pop in, then you push them down into the hole. And that part's pretty easy. It's pretty self-explanatory. Hopefully they will work. You can test the size by measuring it with the Allen key, because the Allen key is one particular size. Yeah, there's one. Now I got to do that with these screws right here. See? The bigger ones. 3 more times. Hopefully this angle is a little bit better. Yeah. On top, on here. Here, I'll show you. It pops off easily. So popping off will be a breeze. Only one way to put it on, follow the picture. And this will go like this, in there. See, like that. And then find that angle / pitch. Once it's in, you can start turning it. Make sure it's in there. Don't force it. It's tricky getting it on. See, it snaps in. See, voila. Then we'll put on the filament spool thing. The only downside to the filament spool is that there isn't a, what do you call it? A bearing in there. Some of them have bearings, which is great. So I'll leave a link in the description in case you want the one with the bearing. See, that goes like that. Because it just helps with the spooling system and filament feeding and on the top, right up there, as you can see. And you want one with a bearing. The ones with the bearings are on that side. I'll leave a link to it in the description so that you guys can see. And now, the moment of truth. Now peel off the sticker, but save it in case you have to return it. And it's ready to go on. We'll load the filament afterwards. It's turning on, which is great. It takes a while to turn on. It's not as streamlined as you think. You know, it is streamlined, but it's gonna take its own time to work its magic. So you want to select a language. Of course, they have English, and I presume if you pull down the menu, nope, just English. Okay. And it says, please keep this area clear. Make sure it's clear because it's going to do a lot of self-checking. And then press OK. Whoops, I don't want to skip it. Sorry. You don't want to skip. You want to click here, click OK. Just agree to whatever their policy is, privacy policy. Most likely, since it's an open system that, you know, they have access to everything. I mean, they might push updates from here, opposed to, you know, you putting it on a flash drive. Hard to say. All right, I'm going to put in my password, connect to the Wi-Fi, because this thing will require Wi-Fi. See, and it's connected. You'll get an IP address 192.168.1.166. Write that down. Not mine, but you know, it's not the dedicated IP address, but it's the IP address that you will need for when you let's say want to access this. Maybe you need to input it manually. Okay. So I'm going to write that down so that when I go to my computer, maybe it'll let me access the camera. And this one is that 166.166. Interesting, the last time it was 162. So now I just press OK. And you're going to choose where you are. For me, it's Eastern Standard Time. Right there. Click where you choose wherever you are. This is the tricky part because this doesn't work, which is a little bit of a bummer. If you want to use the Creality app to push stuff to your machine, what you would do is this. You would go here, open up Creality, and then scan. There's a little scan thing right there. Hopefully it works. It didn't work the last time. And then add your printer. Oh, it worked. It didn't work the last time. Wow. Okay. Voila. It didn't work before. It says printer offline though, but it found the printer. That's a start. So we don't want to log out. We want to stay logged in, but here it still says offline, but that's okay. This did not work before. Don't log out. We can skip that since let's see what happens if we press it. No, we're not logging out, but okay. Now it's going to do a self-check, which takes forever. So let it do its self-check and start detecting. All right, so you'll get checks for everything. Hopefully we don't get a check for the camera, but remember before it didn't work. So we might get lucky this time. And these are all the checks. It'll check everything. We just fingers crossed the camera will check, and then we won't have to carry it to New York City. So hotbed's heating up, so it's going to reach its ideal temperature that it, you know, wants for the hotbed. And again, if you get a red, there's really nothing you can do except package it and send it back. They might troubleshoot with you. Maybe they'll send you something so that this USB reader can read it, but that I don't know. So now we just wait for it to work its magic, and hopefully it will. And as you can see, we are off to an even better start than what we were when we started in the beginning. Heat fan brake, model fan, and of course it's going to do the cutter check. It's going to do a leveling. It's going to do everything. So this is the test. Yeah, so now it's just a matter of time before the magic can happen. So I was just checking out this app here. Wonder how, and again, it's going to take a while. Oh wow, that's not even, it's warm, but I'm not sure what that ideal temperature is. So I'm just looking here at there. So I'll probably speed this part up so that you guys don't have to sit through it, but you know, we'll see. But I'm glad this actually scanned it and it sunk it to the account, which is what we wanted. I wonder if I quit it and then launch it again. So which means the other printer would, oh look, camera check, good. Now we just got to make sure everything else is good to go. Yeah, so this worked. Oh, there we go. All right, there's our printer. Kind of neat. Just doing its self-verification. So the average setup is probably going to be about an hour just for this alone, okay? And then we still haven't set up this guy over here. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, no, 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 no. See how it's like, oh, it's self-correcting. Okay. Wow, that's good to know. So it will self-correct. As you can see, it was even, but it just sort of was going its own way, which was a little bit of a bummer. That was scary. That would have been another return. As you saw, the bed was, not the bed, but the extruder was working magic, but there was no magic. Like we heard that. Wow. That's why we make these videos, because we don't leave anything out. Let's just hope there isn't any other cracking or popping sounds, but that was freaky deaky. Now it's just going, see, now we're on the auto leveling, okay? And the reason why I don't want to connect the CFS unit as of yet, because we want to make sure that this works and this prints, and we don't, we don't have to repackage everything to send it back to Creality. In case you're wondering what it comes with its connectors. Most likely you're going to want the longest one to connect to the CFS unit. Okay. There's an adhesive here, which is fine, but I saw some adhesive on the other side with an Allen key and some grease, which probably goes in between there. Some other little thingy. We'll have to look at the manual and see. And some zip ties, if need be. Comes with some filament. So, starter filament, which is great. And if you have another printer, keep everything separate so you don't get confused. So now it's auto leveling. Carefully take these out. It also comes with wire cutters so that you can cut your filament, or filament cutter. It's like a wire cutter, but don't use it on wires. Only use it on your filament. You can leave this here for easy access, because you're going to want easy access to your new stuff. Don't throw out anything as of yet, because we don't know if we will be boxing, but still maintain your excitement. So we'll have to use the short one, goes on the top, and then the other one goes from your from the printer to there, or to wherever you want it to go. Doing that thing again, which is great, because as you saw in the beginning, that part, oh, I see what happened. Interesting. Yeah. So there it is. The print is starting. All right. Oh, sort of. It's going to take a little bit. It's going to work its magic. And once it does print, it takes about a minute. You get the 0% reading here. And we sent this from the computer. I'll show you guys how to do that. Because you want the fish, only because it takes 1 minute to print, and a lot of the other files take 15 to 20. So we're just going to press OK, and then we're going to go back here. We're back there. I wonder what are some of the other settings. Yep. All right, so we're good there. And look at that. Usually I wait for my prints, but look at all the detail on that fish. Amazing. So clean compared to the previous ones. What's great about the filament is that it auto feeds itself. There's really, no need to watch all the colors going in, but look, check it out. You put it in, and it self-regulates on how it stands, right? And then you take one, you make sure it's cut, right, at the tip, put it in, and then it'll feed automatically, and it'll like sense it and work its magic, and then it's going to come out. It's going to feed it. You'll see it go all the way through. And then it brings it to the tip. And then it retracts and brings it back because it doesn't know what color you're going to use. So, you know, which is kind of neat. So it's not going to feed a color you don't want until it's actually ready to be fed. And as you can see, look, everything is sort of self-regulating. Now for here, what you want to do is you have one tube here, right? And going into there. Really easy to put in. And if we close the lid, it goes from here. See that? And then this one with the L shape goes there, and it goes into, as you can see, the first hole. Okay? And then the other one, the second hole, goes into the second hole all the way into the printer. See that? And then, you know, this tube, the other tube, which is right back there. See the tube back there? That tube goes from here all the way to there. Got it? And we can have a look at here from the back. So we fix this. This is how it should look in the back. I'll just give you a look. This. See the L shape goes there. And then we have here. That goes like that. And we have here. It can read a 8 gig SD card. So let's say we'll put this in so you guys can see. Put that in like that. So you can save files if you don't have internet. Remember 8 gig USB drive. And then we put here. One communication issue. Please try again. That's okay. And filament, see, retraction, everything. We got all checks, all good to go with the filament. And then now if we go here, spool was up there. That was the color I had up there, but I put it in here. But that's okay, we're not there. We're going to go into, oops, sorry, wrong one. Folder, USB, see, and there's something in there. There's no preview if you slice it with the bamboo, but it will print other slicer files. So on that note, you know, we have local files, which we can slice, that means that they were sliced with the Creality slicer. And that's pretty much that. And I believe, let's see if we have a file here that we want to print. I wonder if this is touchscreen. No, it's not touchscreen. Hopefully the colors are coordinated according to the way they should be for the file that's actually sliced. No, it's not touchscreen. But hopefully it read it, right? That makes any sense. Let's try here. Let's go to right there. And whoops, let's see. We have 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D. And what happens if we press it? You can retract it. You can select cooling. Doesn't look like it actually. Edit, brand, Creality, click OK. Color, the first one is gray, okay? Name, Hyper PLA, you know, all that fun stuff. Unselected color, and select OK. Unselected, color. Color will be gray. And then now we click OK. See? The second one is yellow. And we'll select it. Select edit. So I guess it didn't read it. Probably you need a special kind of filament that can auto detect. We'll go here, Creality. Click OK. So it does take generic, and that color is yellow. And select OK. And OK. And the next one is like a tealish, bluish. If you know the Pantone, I don't think it takes Pantone, but we know it's Creality. Select OK. And that one will just do like a darkish blue. And whoop, that one will do a darkish, maybe this one. There we go. And then next up, select OK. Whoops. Select OK. Whoops. Material. And then the last one is like this interesting color. Whoops. Click cancel. And the last one, edit, color. Like a strangish brand name, Creality. Select OK. Too bad it couldn't detect it. Thought it would have, but apparently not. Let's see, Hyper PLA, and select OK. Whoops, material. Looks like we got two of the same. So that one's like, we'll just do like the greenish color. Go to Edit, Color, and I believe it's too bad there weren't more colors, so there was no Pantone. And there we go. Yeah, oh, it didn't save. Okay, so we got to go to Edit again, Color, and that one is what, put like a, there. And select OK, and go back. Ah, see, that's weird. It didn't save. All right, so we'll try it again. Edit, Color. Come on, you're killing me. Let's try that one. There. Select OK. You could always reset. There we go. Different colors. The gray, the yellow, the multicolor, and this one. Too bad it couldn't read it and detect it, but you know, it is what it is. And then now, let's see if this file prints. So we're going to go to the folder and the colorful fish. It says 3 minutes, but I'm not sure because it is a multicolor project. It's possible that it won't let you print multicolor projects from other slicers, maybe? I don't know. Let's find out. So, oh no, it is going to print the multicolor. Nice. One. Too bad it doesn't tell you which one is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Maybe in the manual it does. And then we'll select print. So we got 3 minutes. Catch you guys on the flip side. So it's probably going to work its magic again. Set up. Remember, this could be open or closed. Here are some of the prints you could actually do with your 3D printer. We've got this little fidget here that turns. It's kind of neat. You put that like that. Your finger goes in there, or you can just spin it like this, however you want, or keep your finger in it and let it work the magnet that way. The Dummy 13, which we've done many times. We have many different versions of him. And we have this little frog here that actually, you know, if you hit him in the right spot, he will jump. But the surface has to be hard, not soft, and then he'll go. Kind of neat, huh? Of course, popular one, the 3D printed dragon we have in 2 colors. This is a pause print, but basically your multicolor printer will allow you to print in color without having to do a pause print. Check that out. Kind of neat, huh? And aside from that, we also have, if you're interested in the Savage Planet, we have the Savage Planet character, Sanctus Slashy the Cow, one of the moderators on the Ultimate Cura forum that helped us get this STL file fixed. A lot of times it could be your STL file, it could be your printer, it could be many things, but in this case it was the STL file. Did this with the Creality Hi. As you can see, multicolor pause print. Unfortunately, when slicing it with the bamboo slicer, it seems to pause the print and you have to press play again. If you slice your STL file using the Creality slicer, it will just print all the way without the pause. Knowing that, moving forward, got a little gnome here you can print, a little figurine. Big fan of fidgets, in case you're wondering. A lot of things with moving parts. See, check that out. Kind of neat, huh? Like this one. This one's one of my favorites. Then we have another one. You know your printer's well calibrated when you have stuff like this that move. Gyroscope, clickety-clank fidget / keychain. We have, of course, the popular one that everyone will print at some point during owning a 3D printer, the Benchy. This is my first time printing this one. This was printed with the Creality Hi, and it's so smooth, the printer. I guess the poop tray where your excess filament goes when it, you know, every now and again, the calibration tower, you know, has it swipes along and does what it needs to do. It just, look at that, so smooth. Another thing with moving parts right here, as you can see. Little stress ball, little Zen ball. This one's really cool. We also have, you might like, see, we just print them. Every week there's a 3D print of the week. This one's really cool because it's sort of like an infinity, but it just goes on. And you can create different shapes with this, should you want to. Now we have a little tower. Or you can turn it back into the cube. It's a little challenging, but totally doable when you can get that right angle corrected so that things will work out just right for you. And I believe something like that to some extent. As you can see, it's a little bit tricky, but fun to play with and fun to actually make things. See, voila. This is really cool. You can do it with 3D. In case you're wondering, like, what can I do? The possibilities are endless. What else? Oh, this one's a really cool fidget right here. And we also have the world's fastest one, which I'll show you in a second. Give me 1 minute. Here, check this out. The fastest one because it will go in and come out. And it'll just drop right in. See, look at that. So just some of these prints take a long time to print. If you're into weapons, it's illegal to print a gun, but you can print a 3D toy gun. And this one is really nice because we have our semi-automatic where the when you shoot it, right, the cartridges fall down, like watch. See? But they go pretty far. It also comes with a target. In case you're interested in that. This is a toy version, totally legal, but be careful, you'll shoot your eye out, kid. And let me show you some other ones so that you can. We have, this was given to us by one of our viewers / subscribers. We have that one there, another fidget. The targets for the gun you just saw. Oh, and most of all, check that out, multicolor print Wally. Eiffel Tower. Wind-up toy car. It actually winds up and works. This was a 3D print of the week that we had done, and you no longer have to, as you can see here. I'll put it in the light. You no longer have to paint. This was painted. We still paint every now and again, but you no longer have to paint because you could actually be the artist in your slicer. Kind of neat, huh? You're only limited by your imagination, and the possibilities are endless, especially with that printer. I'm still on the fence between selling my other one because there's still some things that one can't do, which is, as I shared, is that when you slice an STL file using the bamboo slicer and you've got multicolors or multiple colors, it will pause the print and you got to press start again. That's probably a glitch with the software, unless you guys know a workaround that. Or if you're printing singular colors, it's fine. It's just this color swapping. But if you want to have a continuous print that's in multicolor, just use the Creality slicer. I'll leave a link to that in the description so you can have the latest one. There's also a video where I can actually show you how to do this if you're interested in making something like that in multicolors. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Kind of neat, huh? If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down below, or ideas for other videos. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.